and welcome to Tech Talk. Today, we're going to talk about some scarier stuff, right? It's not fun. This isn't the stuff that I really like to talk about, but it's real, right? So, hello, everyone, and welcome to Making Tech Simple. Today, we're going to talk about securing your account and how to get it back after you've been hacked, right? It's super unfortunate that it happens, but it's also a very real thing. Show of hands, let me know in the comments. Have you been hacked? Have you ever lost access to your social profile, whether it be Facebook or Instagram, right? This is stuff that happens and it's super scary. So, and if you are watching via Facebook, make sure to click the link to authorize Facebook to show your comments to me via Melon, which is exciting. This is a new tool that I'm toying around with that I found. So we'll see how this goes, and I'm excited about it. So the other day, one of my clients had their profile hacked. And how did I find out? Because they messaged me and asked for that said that they were in a way and could they borrow $100 from me and that they'd pay me back the next day. Now, me being a kind person, I was like, well, life happens. People run into ways. But I also was like, this is a very weird question, right? So I messaged them and they're like, oh yeah, you can send it to me via my new Cash App link. And I was like, well, I don't use Cash App. They're like, oh, well, I got a new PayPal. So I call my friend, my client. I was like, hey, are you messaging me right now? They were like in a panic. They were just like, no, someone hacked my account. So I went ahead and, I reached out to a message back to the person. I put a post up and was like, I tagged them saying that their account's been hacked. Unfortunately, the hacker then blocked my profile, so that did no good. But with my friend following the steps that I told her to do, she was able to get her account back. So again, today we are talking about getting hacked. Let me know in the comments if that's ever happened to you. So if you guys did not know, on top of that, I was hacked. And not only was I hacked, but Facebook never gave me my profile back. That's right. I'm on 2.0. This is Colleen 2.0. This is not my original. So all of my youth, everything that happened in my life prior to 2 years ago, you'll never see because it's owned by Facebook and they kept it. So once you find that your account's been, now we all know the basics of when your account gets hacked. You need to go report that your profile was hacked. You need to check your passwords. You need to have two-factor authentication. And these are things you must have. Now, some things that you need to know to make sure that you're taken care of and prevent yourself from losing everything is if you're running a Facebook business page, you need to make sure you have more than one admin. Because if your profile gets hacked and taken over and there's nobody else, and say Facebook keeps your profile out, your page is gone forever. I used to have Colleen the Celtic Siren as a Facebook page, but that's gone now because I was the only one that was admin of the page. And when they deleted me, they deleted everything I ever did. Now, my business pages that are still in existence are because I had additional people as admins of those pages. This is super important that you have at least one person, whether it's a spouse, a loved one, who cares, that, ideally someone who's not really on Facebook, because I will tell you, seeing all the notifications can be pretty obnoxious. So my husband doesn't bother on Facebook at all. His statement is, I got a wife, so I don't need to be on Facebook anymore. So this way he doesn't get all the notifications because he's just not on Facebook. Same thing with your groups. If you are the only admin of your group, make sure that you have at least one other person adminning with you, because if you're gone, your group is gone, right? That's a whole lot that can just disappear. And lastly, the two-factor authentication. It's super annoying, but we live in an age that this is important to do, right? Like if you're running your business online and then you lose access to your account, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Some other things to be aware of. Don't have anyone else logging into your account, because if somebody else is logging into your profile, even a VA, right? That is against Facebook's community guidelines, and they can delete you for that, right? So it's always best to have a VA working as their own profile. Let's see what else we've got. So we went over two-factor authentication, we went over reporting the profile, and we went over letting people know. Now, I went ahead and made a new profile immediately because I still needed to interact. You can also make up a secondary profile for yourself so that this way people know that you do have two profiles. Like, this is your backup profile in case something happens. Again, especially how many streamers, how many TikTok accounts, that it's like official and backup and all that. This is becoming more and more of a commonplace issue. So make sure that you don't give anyone your password ever. So that goes back to me saying that you don't want to have anyone log into your account, because what if they get prompted to enter a code? There's a million different ways that people can steal your information, and that's just for the fun of it, right? Like, they're crazy and they're not necessarily the best people in the world, but they do it for fun. And you got to be able to protect yourself. So use a secure password. Make sure that you're using two-factor authentication. Make sure that your groups and your pages have multiple admins, and don't share your password with anyone. That should keep you safe in the social media world. And we'll see you next week when we talk more tech. All right. Have a great one. Later, nerds.